WNTN Radio Boston. Welcome back to my show, Itali-Echo. This is your host, Viviana Dragani, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, that's education. And I'm hosting today Dr. Elizabeth Rainwater and Dr. Latoya Rainwater. Welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you. So, you ladies are the creators of the ELRshop. So, what was it like when you both went to school growing up?
So when I went to school growing up, Dr. Latoya Rainwater, um, it was a very fun time for me in growing up and going to school. It just seemed like a big adventure. There were so many neat things. I spent a lot of time in the library because that's where my mother took us. I also the park. Learning was just very fun for me because it was never enough to just read about something. I just had to experience it and know more about whatever I'm learning at all times.
Yeah, and for me, when I was going to school, um, I enjoyed learning different fun games in school, and I liked to draw and get to know all of my classmates. And whatever I learned in a lesson, I I would put in contests in the library for poetry, and I go in there to read more, and I spend time after school with my teacher just learning more.
Thank you. And did you both have any teachers that inspired you?
For me, not so much when I only had one whenever I was real young in elementary school. That was a really great teacher that pushed me to be creative. But the main teacher that was very inspiring to me is my teacher in college. She helped me to perfect my writing skills. I wasn't that great at writing until I got in college, and the teacher could see that I was great at writing, but I didn't know exactly where to put the punctuations and how to put it in a creative manner. And so she helped me, and then I was able to start writing stories and poetry and all kinds of things. And so this teacher pushed me to use my skills to continue growing as a writer.
Um,
Thank
for
you.
for me, and going to school, I would say I was inspired by maybe one or two teachers when I was very younger. Not so much when I got a little bit in middle school or high school or college. And the ones that stuck with me had to been like second or third grade. Those teachers pushed me. They saw the potential in me. I had this one teacher that she was looking at how some of the teachers taught me, and she made awareness to my parents that I was being taught wrong on certain things, and to take me out of that teacher's classroom and place me somewhere where I can grow. And that's exactly what happened. Um, I just had a great love for that teacher because she was always there pushing me to go further than what I was doing. So that always stuck with me.
Thank you very much. And what kind of students were you both when going to school?
Um, and going to school, the type of student I was, I was very quiet. I was a quiet student, but I knew majority of everyone. I was very quiet, friendly, your average kind of bookworm a little bit, and a little bit when I got more towards high school and middle school, a little bit more active in the classroom where you know like normal stuff, like you would talk and maybe crack a joke or two, but within reason. I was like your normal typical student that always observing and soaking in whatever I was learning.
And for me, when I was a student, I was more so the opposite. Whenever I was growing up, I was very loud and introduced myself to all the classmates and playing in class. My teacher had this system where where they pull your card if you kind of got out of line in class. And I was just so active and liked to talk and play, and so my card got pulled several times. But as I got older, I became a very quiet person that's kind of stayed to myself and started getting more even more serious as I got in the higher grades in school, because I realized that the when you're a kid, you can play around and everything, but sooner or later, these grades and everything, they're going to matter at some point. And so I started to take everything seriously, and I kind of cut out all that playing.
Yeah, of course. And what kind of business do you have now, and what type of products do you sell?
Um, our shop is ELRshop on Etsy, and we sell digital products, digital prints. And so we sell coloring books, we have a calendar, we have study planners, affirmation cards, we have math books, a spelling book, and a grammar book. So basically anything that somebody can imagine to use for education, that's what we are working on to put in our store. And we also have inspirational products in our store, such as wall art.
That sounds awesome. And what cause does your shop support? So, what is the significant meaning behind your shop?
So our shop, the ELR shop, the significant meaning behind it is basically me and Elizabeth's name. ELR stands for Elizabeth and Latoya Rainwater. We wanted something that we created that comes from the both of us. We were ESL teachers for the country of China, and that's how all of this got started. Looking at our students and their parents and what they needed is how we developed some of these products. But to get to the ministry part, we always been in ministry since we was kids. We come from a clergy family, and so we're also chaplains and reverends. And so we do a lot of work with the community locally, nationally, and internationally. And whether that's feeding somebody, whether it's dealing with people that have grief and counseling to them, uplifting, encouraging, evangelizing the kids, everything that you can imagine that goes into ministry, and helping people out here in the community that need help. And that's what our ministry is. And we connect with some other people in doing that. But the proceeds to our shop, it goes to our ministry in helping others. That's why it's so important that we created this shop, not only to educate people, but to also give back to our community, taking every last cent of the proceeds and putting it back into the community, and just helping them.
Mhm.
Terrific. Congratulations. So, where specifically can our audience find more information?
So everybody can find more information at the ELR shop, and that will be on Etsy. If you go to Etsy, just type in the search box ELR shop, and it will come up. It'll show our faces as adults and as kids that's in the banner. We really wanted to make that shop personal, so you'll see our pictures on there. And you'll also be able to see the social medias, some of them that we have on there that you can automatically click on. I think there's Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, and we're on TikTok and some other things. So where you get to see exactly what we're doing and what we're saying out here at all times.
Yes, and you'll get to learn more about us on going to our TikTok and our YouTube, so you'll learn a little bit more history about us. And every time that we go somewhere to do something for the community, then everyone will know about it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you.
Thank you. My pleasure.